Hey guys, I'm Darius Nelms, and I am the official host for this episode for Coffee with Jenni Dre. I'm going to be asking them questions that they have not thought of, questions that they have not studied or rehearsed, but that's just gonna be raw, and that's going to be unfiltered. You're gonna see raw emotions. You're going to see them answer in the most vulnerable state that they've probably ever been in on this podcast. Tune in for this episode with Coffee with Jenni Dre.
I feel like I need to sit down and serious, like.
What's good, Bubba?
So what's something that Jenni buys that is a complete waste of money, that you just don't understand why she buys it?
Oh, coffee. She buys coffee 3 or 4 times a day. Yeah, she's a dope fiend. Yeah, she's a dope fiend, basically. So all she does is buy coffee. So anytime I put extra money in her little center console, it's always gone. Because that's all she does is buy coffee with it. So I got a coffee fund just for her. Yeah.
About how much does she spend on coffee a week or a month?
Jenny's about $20 a day on coffee, $20 to $25 a day. And that's not even mentioning the coffee she drinks at the crib.
Right.
So yeah.
So she drinks coffee
in the morning, and then when she's out, she might grab 1 or 2 cups. Yeah, for sure.
That's why it's called Coffee with Jenni.
Yeah, exactly. Facts.
A total waste of money. I feel like this one's really simple because there's so many things that he buys that is just ridiculous and a total waste of money. Like I could say that 10 times. Shoes. The amount of shoes that he buys. Maybe I should do it like that. Do I have to just pick one thing? I'm going to pick multiple things. So his shoes is a problem. Y'all, when I tell you he buys too many socks and underwear, like gobs of socks and underwears, like for no reason. For when are we ever needing 100 pairs of underwear? I don't know. So socks, underwear, shoes, cologne. You can have shoes, you can have cologne. We don't need 10 bottles of cologne at a time. That's all a waste of money.
So how did you two first meet?
He'll tell a different story as to how we first met every time you ask him. But the truth is, it was love at first sight for him, not for me. So we were at I had to run in the Cap 10K. So every year they do it. I was running in that. A lady was having a birthday party. A friend of a friend was having a birthday party that I didn't want to go to. I got suckered into going to a birthday party. He happened to be at this, it was like a rooftop lounge-ish thing. And I didn't want to be at the party, so I went to the roof. A couple of my friends followed, and he was there, and he had his friend who was a mutual friend of mine. So I walked up and said hello to, it was James that he was with, said hello to James, and he fell in love with me. And end of story. Yeah. He pursued me ever since.
Oh man, I mean,
she told me the story.
She told you her side?
Of course she did.
So we met at this place called it was called the Six Lounge.
Okay,
Six Lounge.
That's about right.
Yeah, it was called the Six Lounges. I think it was owned by what's old boy that won the Tour de France? What's old boy won the Tour de France? Yeah, it was owned by Lance Armstrong, man. It was downtown. She was at a birthday party she didn't want to be at.
Okay.
I was there with my boy. We didn't even want to go. Me and JD wasn't even supposed to be there. Yeah. Okay. We wasn't even supposed to be there. So we get there, man. I'm walking upstairs. It's like a group of girls. It's probably like 5 or 6 of them. They were all like standing, and I seen ass, and she had this like striped white and black dress on, man. When I was walking up, and I seen ass, and so me and JD go to the bar. There's this girl chasing me around, man. She kept calling me her baby daddy. Kept calling me her baby daddy. She was chasing me around the whole time, man, and I asked James, I said, you know any of them girls over there? And he was like, yeah, I know a few of them. And I was like, man, who is that one right there? He was like, oh yeah, her name is, Jenni. So I was like, yeah, let's go. You know what time it is. So he goes and introduced me to all the girls, but he specifically stopped at her, and because that's the one, I was eyeing the whole time. But as I'm talking to her, the girls behind me screaming, that's my baby daddy. That's my baby daddy. So it kind of threw off my game because I got this one who's screaming, I'm her baby daddy while I'm trying to shoot at this one. But long story short, man, I shot at her. I was, persistent with it. At first, she wasn't trying to give me the number to play, but eventually she did. I lived at a condo downtown at the time, and I was like, yo, after this, we can, you can see my condo right there. I'm on that, that floor where, that view was spectacular. And she was like, nah, I can't come over. I'm running a 5K tomorrow. So she was doing a little 5K, and so she didn't come over. But see, I can see the 5K from my window because, I was living like that. So I texted her like, yo, I see you running. But, of course I didn't see her, but I was just, shooting it like that. Then, that's how we met.
At the time of y'all meeting, you had hair and you had dreads.
I had locks, yeah, man. I did.
You had locks.
Yeah.
Now you bald.
I am.
That's how much time it passed.
That's how much time. That's how much stress she didn't put me through.
To where you lost your hair.
Exactly.
You almost thought about going to Turkey to get a hair transplant.
I did almost think about going to Turkey to get the hair transplant, but I'm good.
So if it were up to your partner, how often would you be clapping cheeks?
If it was up to her?
If it was up to her.
If it was up to her, 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 to 3. 1 to 3.
Is that on a low scale for you?
That definitely on a low scale for me. Yeah.
You need a high dose.
I need about 4 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 to 5.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I need about 4 to 5.
She said about 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh dear. If it were up to Andre, on the amount of sex we had on a weekly basis, every day. He says every day. He does not want it every day. I would say 4 to 5 times a week would make him happy. But he's also likes to sleep. We're getting up there in age.
Yeah.
It's okay. Sleep is fine. Yeah.
So after a fight, who's usually the first one to say that I'm sorry?
I will always be the first to apologize after a fight. Always. If that man apologizes, God has touched him in a way to make him say sorry. It wasn't me. It came from higher. That is the truth. Slow to apologize. And if ever.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I would love an apology every once in a while, but I don't want an apology that he doesn't mean. So if he's not going to give me it and mean it, if I have to say, I just want you to apologize, I don't want it then. But if he finds it where he's and there's been moments where he's genuinely apologized, but I think sometimes he does it because it sounds better. Really, truly. I don't think he would just apologize to because he, yeah.
Do you harbor any feelings because he doesn't apologize, even if it's not coming from a genuine place?
So funny. The reason Andre and I work is because my ability to not hold on to things is amazing. I mean, I will pat myself on the back. I do not hold grudges. I can get over things so quickly. So there's nothing that, in my opinion, that I hold on to because he hasn't apologized for. He can do something awful, and I can say awful, and there's times where I'm like, I should not get over that fast, but I do. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe I should hold on to it longer.
Oh, she is. I'm sorry. That's not even in my vocabulary most of the time.
Okay. So would you say that you're prideful?
I don't know if it's prideful or more my ego, but also it could be more of I've never seen a man say they're sorry. So it could be more of that than anything else. I've never seen a man tell a woman sorry except in movies.
Right.
Yeah. That's real.
So do you feel like you would work to reverse the script to start
apologizing? I've said I'm sorry before, but of course it has taken growth.
It's just not consistent.
For sure. Okay. Yeah.
So looking back through all of the years that y'all have been married, been together, of course every marriage has its problems.
Yeah.
What has really kept your relationship from falling apart during those struggles, through those hard times, through the disagreements, through the baby mama drama?
Yeah,
If I could
for sure.
describe it that way.
Yeah.
What has kept y'all together through those times?
I mean, really, Jenni. She's really the one that's kept us together. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, what she's been through as far as what we've been through together, I probably would have tapped out. But really, she is the one who keeps us together, man. She keeps everything intact. She knows how to smooth everything over. I mean, so I feel like she's the one that really keeps this, and she's definitely the glue that keeps this intact, man. Just because her love, her empathy, her acceptance, her mercy, her grace upon me, for sure.
This may sound selfish in a way, but I think I'm the reason that our relationship didn't fail. And I say that, and I mean it like, obviously he's put in the work, but like, if I wouldn't have forgave or couldn't move past things, he's fucked up more than me. Excuse my language. And so if I didn't have the ability to move on and apologize and know that our love is stronger, then I don't feel like we would be where we are. Is that okay to say? But because I do, like, but also, read me the question one more time.
What do you think is the one thing that really kept your relationship from falling apart during tough times?
And I said me, basically. But that sounds awful in a sense. But I think what I can also say to that is, gosh, I feel like there's so many things that actually could be the answer here. I don't want to kind of like slow down. I think if you stop having these crazy expectations and these high expectations of your spouse is perfect, like they're not perfect. And in fact, probably the person closest to you is going to fail you the most. And so like understanding that I have failed him and he will fail me, but yet we're here, like we are going to be here no matter what. I think when you can lose the idea of a perfect marriage, then things open up for you. Your love grows. Like I understand he's human. I understand he makes mistakes. It's forgiveness for me that will help us to move forward.
Now you mentioned that Andre has messed up more than you.
Yeah. Sorry, love. I'm perfect. No.
But based on that, your perfection, his imperfection, when did you know that it was the perfect time? Or let me rephrase the question. How did you know that he was the one, he was the perfect person for you to spend the rest of your life with? Was this before the mess ups? Was this after you got through the tumultuous times?
I think it was after.
Okay.
But like, and I think I think people should admit that more often. Like when we got married, the love that we had for each other was not this forever love. Like now that I know what we've been through and what we can survive, I had no idea of that when I first married him. Like did I know him when I married him? Yes, but I didn't know the strength of us until now, 15 years later. And I'm like, holy cow. When you get married, I feel like I think it's a love, right? Is lustful love a thing? It's more of a lustful love. Like what I feel for him now, because of everything we've been through, his mistakes and mine, it's a total different level. So like if I lost him now versus if I lost him a year into our marriage, this is like devastation. Whereas that would have been like, I'm fine, I can move on. I would have moved on. Like now, I don't know. Like now I would be like, I never want to get married again. Like it would impact me that much.
It's deeply rooted.
Yes. Very deeply rooted.
The connection is deeply rooted.
Yes. Exactly.
Man, I knew Jenni was going to be the woman I spent the rest of my life with, probably like on our second date. Maybe it might have been our first date. I told her I was going to marry her.
What was it about her that just that just jumped off the page?
It was, so, you know, I told her I was going to marry her like our first date when we was out. I officially knew I was going to marry her. And the reason why I knew I was going to marry her, it was just everything about her, you know, just her character, just her love that I seen, how she would just move just in general. But when I really knew that this was definitely going to be my wife is whenever she met the kids, right? So when she met because I have kids by another woman. So when she met my kids by another woman, she never made them feel different. She never made them feel less than. We didn't even have kids at the time, and she took those kids and made them like they were hers. So that right there was everything that I needed for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to interracial couples who may be experiencing extra challenges, dealing with family who may not approve of the interracial relationship and things like that? What would you say to them? What advice would you give them?
Man, love is blind, man. I mean, you got to love who you love, man. It's not like, you know, I've said this before. It might be, I mean, you're attracted to who you're attracted to. You love who you love. I mean, I wasn't out seeking to be with a white woman. I wasn't out seeking to, you know, have any of those things going on. I felt like God knows everything. He put this woman in my life for a reason. He put us together for a reason. So when we have had battles with, you know, people looking at us when we're out somewhere, I would just tell them, hey, listen, love who you love, man. Who cares what that outside noise is, man? If you love that woman loves you, man. That's all you need as far as making it through that part. Clear that outside noise out. It's always going to be people that hate against interracial couples. And not to say that I don't believe in, you know, black love. Shit, my mom and dad obviously were black, so it's nothing against like, oh, I don't want to be with a black woman. I want to be with my wife, and that's that.
Was it awkward dating a white woman? Had you ever dated a white woman before?
I've dated a white woman before, but I've also only dated black women, you know, in my past as well. So it wasn't like I've only dated white women my whole life type of deal. So the first woman I ever loved was black, and that was my mama. The second woman I ever loved was black, and that was my sister. So it's nothing against, you know, I was seeking out something. This is purely authentic love.
I would say shut out the noise. I mean, that's what you have to do. Family matters, right? But the outside noise doesn't matter. So like, don't let that affect you. People are going to have something to say no matter what. But like what I've noticed in this podcast is we have a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, like, are y'all not scared to do this? Are you not scared of people, you know, what they say? One thing I've never cared about what people think. He cares more about what people think. I just truly don't. Shut out the noise. They don't matter. They don't live our lives. Family is a little more difficult. Luckily for us, it's been okay. I mean, not that we haven't had like random issues. We have, but I choose my husband. I choose my husband over my family. And if that's hard for people to accept, then so be it. But I will choose him every day. And he has proven that he chooses me every day. And so I think when you put your family in their place of who you're choosing, they tend to fall in line.
So with that being said, Andre is a great father.
Yes, fantastic father.
With you knowing how great of a father he is, tell me about your relationship with your father.
Oh, man. That's a deep one. Okay. Maybe that's the moment I knew I loved Andre. I didn't have the best relationship with my father. And I never looked at it as a problem for me. I grew up, I was fine. I had a loving mom. My dad was here and there as he chose, you know, whatever. Never thought I had any problems. I met Andre and I fell in love with who he was as a father. And even funny, my mom will say, I used to say, I don't really want kids. I'm okay if I don't have. It's not that I didn't want them. I didn't want them to live the life that I had. So I wanted to protect that. It was easy for me to say, oh, I don't want kids, because in my mind, I was protecting my unborn kids from what I lived, right? I met him and I was like, holy cow, kids with him is no problem. Like, he is there. And not only is he there, he's there when some men wouldn't be there. So he was not with the mother of his children, but he was so present and so involved, and it didn't matter. That didn't stop him, whereas that stopped my dad, right? So I got to see a real dad work, and so then I've had to go to therapy since this, because then I started having like true daddy issues, because meeting him made me understand what I didn't have. And so that's when daddy things make me emotional. I realized what I didn't have and what I wanted my kids to have. And so my kids have everything I never had. And sometimes people can be like he's even like, what's the word? Is it like, they'll say jealousy or what? I'm like, that is the most, if I could, any moment he gets with the kids, or if they say I'm a daddy's girl, never in my brain am I like, oh, poor me. Like, I think that's amazing. I didn't have that. I never got to say, oh, my dad did this for me, or my daddy this, or my dad that. Like, and all of my kids have that. And I think it is the most amazing thing. So maybe that was the moment where I was like, this guy I am not scared to have children with him. And that's when I knew what my family life could be like. And that was a go for me.
So because of your relationship with your dad and the excellent father that Andre is to your children, if you had to have one last conversation with your dad, what would it be and what would you say?
I just knew you weren't going to ask me this question. Oh, how deep.
It can be raw.
Yeah.
What would you say?
So
How do you feel?
Something that you don't know is I'm going to get hot. I had a last conversation with my dad. And I had that last conversation with my dad strictly for peace for myself. So my dad is still alive. He was in the hospital. He wasn't doing well. We weren't on great speaking terms. There's never been a huge blowout. It's just been disappointment after disappointment to where I retracted. I went to therapy and she told me, you need to make peace. So if something happens to him, I'm not feeling regret or any of the things that I may feel. So I went to have I wasn't sure if it was going to be a last conversation, but how the conversation went was my last conversation, and I'm aware of that. And it was apologizing. It was making sure that he knew, because it's always been my fault, that if I did anything that hurt him, I'm truly sorry for it, even though I don't know what that could have been, but it was an apology and letting him know that I love him. Like, that's all. Like, I don't want to have any, I have no regrets now. Like, he knows where I stand. He knows that I love him. He knows that I was hurt by the decisions that he made. And I would have chosen any other path for our relationship than what it was. He still took it as, well, it was because of this or because of that or because of this, but that was all noise to me. I was hoping he wouldn't react that way, but he did. And that was fine, because I learned who he was. I know, and I let him be who he is. And that is who he is. And I love him through it. So I let him know that I loved him, but he did not know that was going to be, I knew that was my last, because I wanted to end it on positive love. And if I keep allowing him, then it's going to end with me being hurt again. And so, does that make sense that I would
have peace?
Yeah.
Because I know that peace is a process. Peace is a process.
I'm at peace with our relationship. It's never a peaceful thing knowing he's still here and I don't have that relationship. That's not peaceful to me. But where I find my peace is knowing that I know him, and I know that I can't allow him to be a part of me because he hurts me too much. So I'm at peace with where we are. Yes.
You lost your dad.
Yeah.
in 2019,
Yeah.
2020.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a chance to say anything to him before you lost him?
I mean, my dad was my best friend, so we talked about everything. I mean, he even told me that Jenni was the one. So we never missed on conversations. You know what I'm saying? That was my role model. He was my. I don't look up to no rappers. I don't look up to no musicians. I don't look up to no basketball players, them MJs and them Kobe's and all the stuff that y'all other people might look up to. I looked up to my father. So he was the blueprint for me.
Do you mind telling us how he passed away?
Oh, he had a heart failure. So, but I always tell people all the time that he passed away. It was his own fault. I mean, he could have definitely took better care of himself. He could have done more with his health than he did. It was his stubbornness that really led to his demise.
Was it abrupt? Like, did you not know that was coming, or had
No, we didn't.
Diagnosed? Or
Well, he already had high blood pressure. He already had open heart surgery before. He had stents. He already had an amputated leg. So his health was already declining. But he could have done things to prevent it from getting further along.
Tell us the story about your dad when you got called doing, was it graffiti on the wall?
Yeah. So
tell us that story.
my pops is a retired military Air Force. He did 27 years in the Air Force, and then he was a sheriff. My father was a sheriff as well. He did 20 years in the sheriff department. But when we lived on the base, me and another comrade of mine, we spray painted on this garages. They have garages on the military base. We sprayed on this garage, man, like profanity words on there. And
what were the exact words? You said profanity.
We put like "fuck you" and stuff like that on the wall. And man, we got caught. And the base told my dad was a senior master sergeant. The base told my dad that he has the potential of losing a stripe. Which if you're not in the military, you won't know. So he has stripes. He can potentially lose a stripe, and that's big. Like losing a stripe for your kid is crazy. Probably some unheard of shit. So you know what I'm saying? He came home, you know what I'm saying? I was about to run out the door. He said, nah, you're gonna get this ass whooping. So my dad was whooping me. Whop, whop. This is when you got whooped with a belt. Child abuse, what they call it nowadays. But he was whooping me with the belt. And he said, every time I think about losing a stripe, I'm gonna come back in there and whoop your ass. And dude came in the room 3 times. Whop, 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 killing me. I'm talking about I'm screaming, I'm crying, I got whelps on my back. 3 times he came in the room. The 4th time him coming in the room, my sister ran out of her room and laid on top of me and said, don't hit him no more. She literally saved my life that night because she was a daddy's girl anyway. She laid on top of me and he didn't hit me no more.
What was your mama?
In the room.
Let
them do it.
She had to be
didn't say nothing about it. I mean, which is understandable.
Right.
I mean, my dad is the man of the house. I mean, she can't come in there, you know what I'm saying?
How old were you at the time?
Man, I don't know how old I was, man. I was in double digits. I might have been like 11, 12, something like that.
Older or younger?
My sister, I'm the baby. My sister, middle child.
So
yeah.
That's a funny memory that you have of your dad. Every time that he thought about losing a strike, he's gonna come in and beat your back off.
Exactly.
Before your dad passed, were you able to say any last words to him?
Well, not like at his bed or anything, but like, we've always
talk on the phone.
We always talk on the phone. I mean, we go over a lot. My dad, he lived up the street, so we would always. I would always go over, or I'll stop by his job because he worked downtown. After he stopped being a sheriff, he worked downtown. So I would always stop when we would always have conversations. Man, that's the only thing that I would say that I miss the most is those conversations. And I know a lot of boys never hear their father tell them that they're proud of them. My father told me he was proud of me. That was my dog, man. Like we was, we was skin tight. And if I could say anything to him now, I'd be like, man, I'm doing everything I said I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
That would be the last thing.
I'm doing everything that I told you that I was gonna do.
That's awesome. What do you think your purpose is in life and marriage? Are they 2 separate purposes? Are they interwoven? Are you a professional here and a mom here, or what's your purpose?
If I have to pinpoint my purpose, I don't know what my I feel like I'm purposely, and I tell him this all the time, I'm put here for Andre. Like my purpose is Andre. I feel that way. I also feel like motherhood is my purpose. So what is my purpose inside of that? I mean, I am, for Andre, I'm his stability. My purpose for him is to keep him grounded. He is a quick to move, not think, react, go. And I feel like I stabilize him. So my purpose for him is grounding him. Otherwise, I think there's no telling where this man would be if I wasn't here like, whoa, calm down. For my kids is strength. I had a very strong mother growing up. The things that she did, I'm like, how did you do that? Like, wow, this is crazy. And I want to teach them how to be a strong, they're all girls, how to be strong, but also soft for your husband, which is what I never got to see. So I am trying to find this balance of showing my girls, this is how you can be a, what is it? What's happening? You could be a wife, a loving wife, but also owning your own business and being a badass on the side, but being able to come home and be soft. So like I don't know if that's a true purpose necessarily, but I feel like motherhood and being a wife is my purpose. If I could not be the businesswoman, I would choose this all day long. The reason I choose business, this goes into all of this, is because I had such a strong mom and because I have a fear, maybe this is what I need therapy for. I have a fear that if he did choose to leave, because so many men in my life did leave growing up, if he left, I would still be able to support. So like, even though he says, you don't have to do this, you don't have to work, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, but if you left one day, how would I support my kids? So like, I don't feel like working and owning a business is my purpose. I do that out of fear. Is that?
Survival.
Yeah, survival. Whereas I wish I could not do that and just serve my whole purpose of being a stay-at-home mom and wife. That would make me the most happy. But I have this weird thing in the back of my head that's like, you can't do that because what if?
I feel like, a lot of people never know what their purpose is. They always get, confused of what their purpose is. I really feel like my purpose is like being around people, coaching people, talking to people. I feel like I'm a people's person. So, I own a valet company. I got over 30 employees, man. Just talking to these, because it's all males, college kids. So just talking to young males, making them become better men, just better kids in general, man, just helping people out in life. As far as what my purpose is in my marriage, my purpose has changed over time with marriage. At first it was more so like being a provider and a protector, like my father was. And then as I've gotten older, I feel like my purpose now is more steady being a protector. But now that I've grown, I know that it's not protecting my wife, meaning like if something happened, beat a nigga ass. No, it's more now about protecting my wife's heart, protecting my wife's image, protecting my wife's feelings, being more of that type of protector, more so than like the physical protector, because that's easy. Ain't nobody really stepping to me.
And that's really in the past.
That's really yeah. So now it's more about just protecting her. Yeah.
Y'all got married.
Yeah.
You wrote vows.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bliss of marriage.
Yeah.
Sitting at the altar, she in a white dress,
Mm-hmm.
you have your suit on, and you profess your love to one another.
For sure.
But I don't think many couples think about the day that death comes.
Mm-hmm.
They think that this is a forever love.
Yeah.
They never think about living life apart from their wife or from their husband.
Yeah.
If you had to write a final love letter to Jenni today, knowing that it will be the last time that she heard from you, what is the one thing that you would make sure you said in that letter?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Well,
Sorry for what?
you know, because I don't say it enough, you know, when I do wrong, you know what I'm saying? Or if I do get on her nerves, like one thing that I want to make sure that she knows that I'm sorry and that I try my best. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to give her the life that she deserves. I try to be a role model to our daughters growing up and, you know, that I'm sorry, you know. And of course, I love you.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, that would be like the last letter, but like if it was the first letter that I wrote her, like if I was just to write her a love letter, or if I was to say my vows over again, the first thing I would say in my vows is, I'm gonna hurt you. Because I feel like people go into these marriages don't understanding that she's gonna hurt me and I'm gonna hurt you. I think that should be I feel like that needs to be changed. And when the pastor's up there saying is he needs to stop and say, hey, listen, when, you know, putting the ring on the finger, he needs to say, hey, listen, you need to say to her, I'm gonna hurt you. And she need to say back to you, I'm gonna hurt you. And then that's how it should always begin. Because we're gonna hurt each other. Just how we get through all that hurt.
But if you had to write one last letter before Andre died, what would it be? What would it say?
Don't leave me. I can't do this without you. What would it say? That I appreciate him, everything that he does, from being my husband to the father he is, to the way he provides, to everything he protects. Like, thank you and I appreciate you. But most of all, like, I knew our love was strong as hell. Like, what we've been through is crazy, so I want to be like, I knew we had this. Like, we got this. And don't worry, I'm not going to move on. It's just going to be me and the kids. Don't worry. No, I feel like there's not enough words that I could say. I don't even let my brain go to that, but I appreciate him and I love him more than anything. I feel like he would be like, tell me you respect me. I respect you.
Yeah.
Everything you did for us is total respect. So
ending off on a high note.
Yeah.
What is something that you would tell your audience about Andre that he probably would not want you to tell them?
The one thing I'd let y'all know about Andre, I don't think there's anything he wouldn't want anyone to know. This man is an open book for people. But when I tell y'all I need prayers for the OCD in this man, it is not just kind of clean. He has a problem and we need to get him therapy, I think. It's like
it has to be pristine.
It has to be, and it affects him. Like we went for Corey's birthday party to bowling. He can't just sit and relax. He's like looking around, making sure this is clean up this, do this, like who's over here? Like just chill out. Like be in the moment. Calm down. He can't. He's like, yeah, protect and then and then that's part of OCD too. Like making sure everything is okay all the time. Or making sure your people aren't like he likes to say he does. Like he cares too much about what people think. So maybe that's what he wouldn't want people to know. He cares, and in my opinion, if our kid is screaming on the floor, which she wasn't, but if she was, I don't care what the people around me think. Like I truly don't. He would be concerned with someone looking at us thinking, oh, they don't have their kid under control. And I wouldn't, because I know what type of parents we are. Like I'm confident in the type of parents we are. So that wouldn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It bothers him. He'll never admit it. That's it.
Director's cut.
Yeah. What has doing this podcast taught you?
What has doing this podcast taught me?
I've been doing this for
This podcast has taught me maybe I don't need a therapist. We can just sit. This is my therapy.
It's cheaper than therapy.
This is cheap. Yeah, maybe. This is our therapy. This has taught me, taught him. I told you he's messed up more than me. It's taught him how to talk to me and talk through things. It's been like really fun, and he lets loose a little bit of that uptightness. He'll let loose and have fun. Like we do these challenges, and I think he's really enjoying it. So it's taught us to like open up more, communicate more. Because when you're in a marriage, sometimes communication isn't that easy, or you don't realize you're not communicating. Whereas here, we have literally come and shot a podcast in the middle of a fight, not thinking he would ever bring up, I can't even remember what it was now, but he brought it up in the middle of a podcast, what I was pissed about. And when I tell you, I got hot, like everything on my body got hot, like couldn't believe he had just brought that up. And we literally talked through it, and it was never brought up again. Like it was never brought up again. Like we just moved on. So it's helped our marriage. And so that's been cool. Thanks, Coffee with Jenni and Dre.
You want us to ask him anything specific? Throw a curveball in?
Ooh, ask him something like how great I am. Let me see.
Yeah.
Make him really think about how great I am. Let me think. How can we come up with that? He did tell me when we first were dating that I was the easiest woman or the easiest relationship he's ever been in. Remind him of that. I forgot. I think he's forgotten. Oh, I thought it was amazing. Because I was like, cool. I'm not crazy, I guess. I'm good, even though I've realized that I need therapy for my dad and like all these things that he like made me realize about myself. But I wasn't, I was easy to him. And that was like, for a man to say that, I feel like that's what a man wants all the time is eat something. And when he said easy, it wasn't along the lines of he can do whatever he wants and I'm going to be here. No, it was a safe space for him. It was a peaceful place for him. That's how I took it. So, and here we are. So obviously something was easy. I don't know. Yeah.
So tell us how amazing Jenni is.
Oh man, Jenni's my world, man. I mean, yeah, she's, awesome mother. She does her own business. She's great at that. She's a hell of a overall great human. My best friend. I probably couldn't do life without her. If anything was to happen to her, I don't know what I would do. She's like, people say, oh yeah, you should marry your best friend. No, like I literally married my best friend. We can laugh together, we can cry together. She accepts me for like all my flaws, and I got a bunch of them. And she accepts me for my flaws. She accepts my demons. She accepts my, all that, and she looks upon me with grace. And that's all I can ask for.
Were y'all best friends before you got married, or did the marriage evolve into being best friends?
We were best friends before we got married, and then we just became even better at that.
So I have a bonus question.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them, they kind of match together.
Yeah.
How important is it for you to lead your family spiritually, believing in God, or having a faith more than anything is something greater than themselves? How important is that for you as the man of the home?
Well, to lead my family spiritually is super important, right? And plus I got to lead by example because I am the leader, right? If they don't see me reading my Bible, if they don't see me praying, then how would they know how that's supposed to go, right? So me and Jenni are now, we've been in this spiritual journey together. We're fresh in, we've always been spiritual, but now we're just really engulfing in it more so we can be able to teach our kids the right things and the right way to go. Just, it just makes us feel better. But like I told you, and I tell her all the time, like, being good humans don't get you into heaven. Doing good deeds don't get you into heaven. Everybody thinks, oh man, I'm a good person, or I feed the homeless, or I do this and I do that, but that don't get you into heaven. And I want my kids to understand, be good humans, do right, right from wrong, be confident, do all that. All that don't get you into heaven. There's only one way to get you into heaven, in my opinion, and that's by the Son, Jesus Christ.
So you were, last question, you were a practicing Muslim.
I was.
And you recently got a cross tattoo.
I did.
Tell us about that. Explain to the viewers. Some of them may view that as a contradiction.
For sure.
Some of your Muslim followers may be offended by that.
For sure.
You know, what's up with that switch? What changed?
Okay, so I grew up Christian. My parents was Christian, Baptist, all that stuff, right? And then I wasn't going to church or anything like that. I was in college, graduated, did all my things right like that. And then one day I was just at a gas station, and there was a sheikh, like a pastor, an imam. His name was Shirajuddin, and he was like, "Hey man, we just talking, just randomly started talking," and he had the whole hijab, everything going, and we started conversating, and he was like, "Man, you just like me spiritually." He was like, "Man, you've got a good aura about you, good energy about you." He was like, "You should come by, the mosque." And at that time, I didn't know what the mosque was. All I knew about is Nation of Islam. That's totally different than our Islam, which is, everybody.
But what about that interaction made you want to go to the mosque?
Okay, it was also something about that brother too. Okay. He was a Pakistani guy. It's something about him too that, drew me to him as well. And he was like, "Man, you should come to Talim," which is Sundays, which is the teaching day of Islam, when they do a lot of teaching. So I decided to attend, and it was on Ben White. I forgot the name of that mosque, but I went and just sat in the back, heard and everything. I was like, okay, I like this. It feels good inside, you know what I'm saying? And then he was like, "Yeah, man, how'd you feel about it?" After everything was over, "How you feel about it?" They was teaching me the Quran, everything like that, how I felt about it. And then he was like, "Man, you should come to Jummah," which is on Fridays. And that's when all the Muslims gather. You do prayer, you do all those things like that. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna check it out." Came, checked it out. Everything just felt right. I started reading the Quran, started showing up a lot on Sundays, learning more. I started coming on Fridays, to Jummah, learning more, learn Arabic, all this stuff. So I was engulfed, and I was in it pretty deep. And I was probably studying Islam for a decade, you know what I'm saying, really into it, doing everything, fasting, Ramadan, all the good things, took my pillar, took my shahada, did everything to become, Islamic. But I felt it was good for me at that time, which I don't know how that sounds, but if it was everything that I needed in my life at that time.
Would you say community was a big part of it as well?
It wasn't even so much of the community of it, right? Because sometimes they made me feel like I'm an outsider when I was, going to the mosque, because I am American black. So, it just made me feel a little bit like an outsider, because most of the time those are, Pakistani guys, African guys, people that grew up Muslim. I was a Christian that grew up, so I was, transitioning into it. So I think the main thing that really made me love Islam was the discipline. And I think that's what I needed in my life at the time, was the discipline. And, however that may seem, it was just 5 prayers a day, fasting, reading your Quran. It was a system. And I'm, Dad's military, I grew up, I like systems. So and I think that's what made me really gravitate toward Islam. I still love a lot of things about Islam. I still have a lot of discipline from Islam. But it just wasn't, it just ain't right in my soul as far as how I feel as I grew up more. And I've read the Bible a million times. I've read the Quran so many times as well. And my alignment is where it needs to be now.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to tell viewers about yourself that they may not know? They may not have picked up on this podcast.
Man, I feel,
whether it's a fun fact, whether it's something serious, something that you don't play about.
Yeah. For sure.
That you would tell viewers that they need to know about you.
Man, I'm the one that's open on the pod. Jenni the one be holding back. So they get what it is for me. I don't play no games. You know what I'm saying? I speak how I want to. We really didn't build this platform to become popular influencers and all that type of stuff. Really want this something that kids can look back on. They can learn some things about their parents they didn't know. They can have some laughing moments. They can do things like that. It's really more about those things. So I'm big on family, and that's first and foremost for me. I don't play about my wife. So, you know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all like to get in them comments and act a little stupid sometimes. When I got time, I'm in them comments with y'all because I don't play no games. Yeah, man, so just know that, you know, Coffee with Jenni and Dre is really just our love for each other. And to be real, like, you know, people always, you know, DM me or leave comments, man, how is you and your wife's communication so good? Like, y'all just seem so great together. And I tell them, hey, listen, man, that shit takes work. Marriage takes work. Marriage is hard. It's about choosing that person every day, every morning when you wake up. Marriage is hard, man. And so when they ask about the communication, like, our therapy is our podcast. When we're able to talk, you know, we get an hour to come in there and just talk to each other, and that's good for us. That's good for us spiritually. That's good for us mentally, because we get a chance to be able to. And some things that I've learned on this podcast I didn't even know about my wife, and it's my best friend. Some things she's learned about my opinions and my views. So it's always good to be able to have this therapy session, an hour out of the week for us.
What's one thing you want to say to Jenni right here, right now?
You get on my nerves, man. Like, real talk, but I can live with you getting on my nerves for the rest of my life. And I love you.
All right.